Darin Steen here, your fat burning and muscle building coach. The topic of the day, creatine loading. Ever since the last month or 5 or 6 weeks since I've been posting videos about the size of my arms growing faster than they've ever grown before at the age of 48 in June, I surpassed the 20-inch barrier, which a lot of people think is not possible for a truly lifelong, hormone-free, steroid-free competitive bodybuilder. But that's me. I limited myself 15 years ago. I didn't think it was possible either. About 3 years ago, I started to believe that it was possible. This year, I did it. A month ago, I put a tape measure on them, showed the picture and the video in front of the world. After I put it out to the world that I was going to do it, one of my goal-setting strategies that works good for me and my personality, puts a lot of pressure on myself. Yesterday, I did an arm workout with Vince, my nemesis, and they grew 3/16 of an inch bigger than that measurement, and they clocked in at 20 and 5/16. How am I doing it? Two things I've done. I've increased my starchy carbs. Starchy carbs get broken down into glucose. The glucose for your system is the gasoline for your engine, your muscles. It's absolutely imperative that you learn how many starchy carbs you need to eat, what type of starchy carbs work for you, and the timing of your starchy carbs and the amount of starchy carbs on your back, chest, and leg. Your big workout days, a little bit less on your smaller body part days, shoulders and arms, and quite a bit less on a cardio day or non-activity day. That's a whole nother video. You got to get a handle on how many starchy carbs you need to have enough to get great workouts and recovery from your workouts but not get stored as fat. But the topic of today is creatine loading. My buddy, not buddy, but acquaintance that I respect, Will Brink, shot a video. Will, thank you. It opened up my eyes to the quality and the caliber of the creatine is important. I sort of knew this over the years, but Will really drilled it home with this video that I'll put down in the thread down below about getting micronized. Creatine usually has the Creapure, German Creapure logo on the bottom, but if it says micronized creatine, that's better. Basically, to my knowledge, it just means it's broken down into smaller particles. It gets absorbed faster and better in water, and therefore when you consume it in your tummy, if you take it at the right time. And I'm going to help you figure that out with this video. Tiffany, thanks for spurring me on to shoot this video. This video is a little bit of credit to you as well, but Will, thanks for the information, the reminder. Micronized creatine, the visual of putting micronized creatine in cold water or very, very hot water and stirring them up for 2 minutes and seeing the cold water creatine fall to the bottom. Half to 3/4 of the creatine does not get mixed in the water at all. As you can see in the Will Brink's video below, the micronized creatine stirred in the very, very hot water for 2 minutes totally dissipates, totally is gone, is not at the bottom of the glass. Therefore, what does that mean? It means that it's dissolved in the water molecules. Then at that point, you consume it. I want you to try this technique. When do you consume it? I consume it in the middle of my intense workouts or at the end of my intense workouts. I prefer in the middle. It's a little bit of a break, and what I'm going to inform you to take it with is going to help the rest of your workout get a pump maybe that you haven't felt in a long time, if ever. I take the mixture of the hot water with the micronized creatine in the middle of my workout with 4 or 5 tablespoons of honey for the big body parts, 2 or 3 tablespoons for the smaller body parts, and I take it with about 10 to 12 to 14 Ritz crackers. Very fast absorbed carbohydrates along with the honey, and the sodium in the crackers aids in the absorption of sodium into your muscles, and therefore takes the creatine monohydrate that's micronized into the cells faster. The prime time for absorption with the fast release carbs, spiking your insulin at the right time during an intense workout, really allows the creatine not to sit in your stomach and go through your digestive tract as it would more likely if you put it in the cold water where it's clumped at the bottom, but totally gets absorbed in the warm water, totally gets absorbed into your gut very quickly with the fast release sugar spiking your insulin, and therefore goes into the muscles much faster. More of the percentage of the creatine goes into the muscles, helps them hold water to recover from the workout. Heavier muscles holding water, therefore become bigger and stronger muscles in the future and can push more weight in future workouts. Pushing more weight safely to failure, obviously, is tearing down the muscle fiber bigger. So hopefully now you understand how the creatine works. It's working for me. If you're a scientist and you need scientific data, like some people out there, Lane Norton, great example, very educated man, loves scientific data. Sorry, I ain't got any. I don't have any scientific data. I guess this is bro science, and I love scientific data. I don't love scientific data. I think it's a little too much information overkill. My buddy Tom Venuto might even disagree with me. Very analytical, burn the fat, feed the muscle kind of guy. But as me and Tom have discussed many times, it's a lot of times a combination of bro science. If you're not familiar with bro science, that's sort of like stuff that's passed on from supposedly meatheads. I think natural for life competitive pro bodybuilders are not meatheads. I think they're very intellectual. I think they're physical therapists. I think they're nutritionists. And if they're open-minded, I think they constructed a phenomenal game plan so that anybody can gain muscle and lose fat. I'd like to think that I fall into that category. So I don't have any scientific data, but I can tell you if you're doing something and it's wrong, goes against scientific data, but you do it to the 110th percentile and you believe in it, the power of your mind is very strong. If you're visualizing the body that you want, more muscle, leaner, at the age of 48, like I turn in June, competing on the pro stage with the young guys like Kiyoshi Moody, maybe getting into the top 3 in the Olympia, if you believe it with an absolute sense of certainty and you're doing something wrong compared to scientific data, it's going to work for you more than likely. If you don't get too much information in your mind and you focus on it and you eat as good as you can and you train as good as you can, you do cardio and stretching as good as you can, and you relax and you rest and recover. So there's my little motivational video. Will help with some of the rants that I went off on, help out a little bit. But there you go. There's my creatine loading technique. It's all the buzz right now. I get 5 to 10 emails and private messages a day. Darin, what are you doing? You're growing at 48. Are you taking steroids? Are you shooting synthol, whatever the hell that is, into your muscle? No. I'm as holistic of a natural bodybuilder as you'll ever get, but I am and I take very little supplements, but I am finally, for the first time in my life, utilizing creatine in the right way. Thank you, Will Brink, for your research and your visual video. And thanks, Tom Venuto. Thanks, Lane Norton. Thanks for all the people that have inspired me in the past, and hopefully we can continue to learn together and push the envelope of what's possible, building our bodies naturally. This video is not just for bodybuilders. This works for women. More muscle means less fat, and some of the most sexy, feminine, smoking hot chicks in the world are loading creatine like this to help themselves build muscle so they can burn fat 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. My mom's 75 years old. My dad. Anybody who's just starting to work out can utilize this technique once they built up a little bit of muscle tissue and benefit them for a healthy, long-lasting lifestyle. There you go, Darin Steen. You do have the power to change to make the rest of your life the best of your life.